Moonshine, sativa, Ambitious Farms. Turning 50 this week. Can't even believe it. That happened so fast. And I've been contemplative, thinking about all the things, the stories. So I was remembering this one time, a story I thought I'd tell. Me and my friends became volunteers for the Washington, D.C. Metro Police one day. It happened like this. We were at one of the Yippies pot rallies in Washington, D.C. at this federal capitol, going back and forth all day to our RV to smoke marijuana, which we wanted to smoke, but we didn't think it was a good idea to smoke at the Capitol. And we had an RV that the Yippies had donated to us at some point so we could travel the country with the Cannabis Action Network, educating people about hemp for food, fuel, fiber, traveling with Jack Herrera, Ben Maisel, people from Normal, people from High Times, the old Cannabis Action Network crew, Monica, Maria, Sarah, Missy, Damon, John Hunt, Kevin Applin, all of us on the road for years. Anyway, we thought we were safe. You want to smoke marijuana? Go to the RV. Get out of sight. Walk from the festival to the RV. Smoke a joint. Go back to the festival. So we did that all day. Right when we were leaving, of course, we wanted to smoke marijuana. So we piled in the RV, about 10 of us. Me, Monica, Sarah, Doug McVeigh. I don't even know who the cast of characters was. I was driving. Big old clunky RV from the 70s. Right along the, what do they call, the big open area there in the middle of the Smithsonian. And the people in the back were smoking marijuana, 4 joints and a bong. And we got pulled over by the police. I didn't know what to do. I was very young. And so I had to open the little RV window and the pot smoke went flowing out to the officer who was like, get out of the RV. And so we piled out. All of us on the sidewalk. I think actually I negotiated first, going off and on and telling the people on the inside what was happening outside. This is what he told me. Do you see those leaves? And it was all wet and rainy at that time. We're going to take all of your friends. We're going to lay them face down on the leaves. The commuters are walking by along the mall. And we're going to search you. We're going to find marijuana. We know it. And we're going to take you all to jail. That was the first thing. So I got on the RV and I told everyone, here's the story. They're going to search us, lay us in the leaves, search us, take us to jail. Then I went back out and they said, or you can become volunteers for the police department. Volunteers for the police department? What are you talking about? And so I went back on and I said, well, I don't know what's happening, but they said we could volunteer for the police department. They wouldn't take us to jail. I don't know. And I went back out and they said they want all of us. We'd come and volunteer. I'm like, well, all of us, what'll happen to the RV? What can we do? And we kind of negotiated down. They said, okay, four of you. I was like, what is going on? And this is what they told us. They were doing a training program back at the police department, training officers to stop people on the side of the road and to do a series of tests and to tell what drug they were high on. And they were in Washington, D.C., and they were able to find people high on everything. Cocaine, methamphetamines, cocaine and methamphetamines, crack, you name it. They'd seen it, but they couldn't find anybody just high on marijuana. So they heard about the pot rally and they sent the squad car down to get the volunteers. And they had seen us going back and forth all day to the RV, smoking weed, and they know what we were up to. By the way, Flo Canna, if you know them, one of the really great distributors coming out of Northern California with really pure outdoor marijuana medicines for the patients. The staff at Magnolia Wellness got me this mug in honor of our love of the office. I don't know if you know that show, but this mug, the mug shows up in all the episodes, or a lot of the episodes, not all, certainly not all. Anyway, so back to DC. Well, by this time, we had 4 police departments there. We had DC Metro, we had the Park Police, we had, I can't even remember who else, maybe a narcotics part of the DC Metro, and then somebody else. So we were freaked out. We said, well, I guess you're volunteers. So DC Police piled 4 of us into the cars, took us down to the station, and performed a series of roadside tests on us. Took us in different rooms. They were very nice once they got us down there. Stand on one leg, touch your nose, dexterity tests like you would see if you got pulled over on the side of the road. They did a drug test on all of us. At the end of my test, I did perfect on everything. I'm sure I failed the drug test. But the only thing I missed was 24 seconds on standing on one foot instead of 30. Counted too fast. I thought that was 30. Nope, 24. Practiced that test again and again in my head to get it perfect. The rest of the crew did equally good. At the end of it all, they gathered us in the room and they said, look, you guys were perfect. There's no signs of intoxication at all. When is the last time you consumed cannabis? Well, right when you pulled us over. So in the meantime, our friends had driven the RV, Doug McVeigh, shout out, up in Oregon, back to the Butternut House, infamous home of Steve D'Angelo, Rick Frommer, Loie Glover, home of the Green Panthers. Who else was there? So many really top activists and organizers lived there in the house. And we were staying there. The Cannabis Action Network crew crashed there when we passed through DC. And so Doug drove the RV back to Butternut, and they took Debbie and the crew. And so while we were over getting tested at the police department, a call came through from Doug, and they came and got us. And Debbie, you got to go talk to this guy. Tell him you're okay. And I talked to Doug. Doug, we're okay. They've got us, but it's very fine. And they tested us, did all the tests, told us we tested perfect, dropped us at a cab and stand and sent us on our way. So that's what happened the day I became a volunteer for the DC Metro Police. I think I'm going to try this other hybrid Emerald Jack. I hope you guys are having a good Saturday afternoon. Turning 50 on Wednesday. We're having a party at Magnolia Wellness on the 18th of March. You are cordially invited, along with the farmers market. Come on down. See you there. Bye.